Yup. Yep. Good evening. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is the Painful Excellence podcast. We got a little bit of work to do. I'm gonna be dealing with some various articles, some stats. So if you're not a stats person, I don't know what to tell you. But we're gonna touch on it. I found this picture amazing. You know why? Because I can't speak for a lot of people. I can speak for me. I know my dad. I talk to him every day. I knew all my uncles, my cousins. A majority of my friends in school, I saw their fathers at one point. I knew they went home to a household with a father in it. When we got in trouble in school, it was like, man, I know what my pop's gonna do. And the mother, I'm not gonna undermine them. A lot of times, the mother was more violent in raising the children. And I'll say the mother had a shorter fuse than the father. I'll say that in things that I've seen. The mother was the one that cracked the whip. Why? Because she was home the most. Cooking, cleaning, making sure the kids get their homework right. And when we went to school, if we didn't do our job in school, they're like, yo, how dare you? I'm cooking and cleaning. Dad's out working. The least you can do is do your schoolwork, and I got to come to school and deal with this? Nope, right upside your head. That's teamwork, because it does take a village. There were times where the parents, time couldn't permit them to do certain things. So when we had school events, certain parents would come and buddy up with the kid. It's a half day. Okay, he can't leave and go home by himself just yet, so he go home with him, with both parents, because we had a village. Everybody had a role, and now everybody's out of order. How did we get out of order? The first thing they did was they removed the black man from the household, and it took them decades, but they have successfully diminished, degraded, and flat out undermined the black man. And we are not trustworthy as fathers, leaders in the household, because of what we've seen in movies. What are we portrayed as? A lot of times in movies. Think back to the 60s. When you saw a black character in a movie, 9 times out of 10, they never survived. They died. We were portrayed as gangsters, drug dealers. When you saw a black character in the movie, we were pretty sure they weren't going to make it. We've come a long way. But every time somebody sees our greatness, what they do is they find a way to disrupt what we're doing in a more covert way, in the most creative way that they've done, with the most creative way that they've, did creative thinking, very creative. They have compromised our sisters. They compromise our sisters, and decades later, we're the villains. You understand? And this is a sad state of affairs. So when I see this picture, you see the man in the back that you don't see, that's a little girl. It looks like a little girl back there. Way in the back with the Captain America shirt, that's a little girl. Right there in front of us on the left-hand side, that's a little girl. And one thing I can guarantee, those little girls will not grow up twerking. If that father remains around, not taken away from us by the hurdles of society. You understand? Mac of the South, DS, Tad Lawson, Philip D, David Scott III. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all. I know it's Friday. People got stuff to do, but I have a commitment, and this is something I'm discussing because black fathers do matter. Now, I spoke on this on my show earlier. And salute to my brother, Broken Traditions, LaRon. I think he's live right now. Salute to him. And I was going back and forth with this woman. You know, and here's the rhythm. If I follow you on the Instagram and you have a post and I comment on it, a lot of times people will just give your comment a like, or they comment and co-sign what you're saying. But I noticed whenever I've gotten to a spat with someone, and I'm not talking about a boxing fan, I just write those guys off. When I'm ever getting into a spat, it's usually with a woman. And she turned into a lab rat immediately. Because all I said was thank Father, salute. All I said with the Aretha Franklin situation, I said, men, sit this one out. This is not our fight. The hell? I said, men, sit this one out. This is not our fight. Don't listen to him. Ryan Wright, salute. Let the women handle this. I want to see what happens. And she started responding to me. And I wasn't even talking to her. Now, what do we know about that? What do we know? How does Drew feel about when I say something and people start responding to me and I'm not talking to them? Weirdo. So, I thought about pulling up the conversation here, but I'm not, because it's a lengthy read and I'm not going to go back and forth. But what I did tell her, I didn't tell him. I asked LeBron, I said, look, do you know these people in your Instagram? He said, not all of them. I said, look, there's 2 women and 1 Captain Saberho. Get them on your live on a Monday, and I'll make it my business to give them all the smoke they want. Some dude, any attack on black women is an attack on men. No, it's not, dude. No, it's not. No, it's not. These sisters today, and listen very carefully. These modern women are not your friends. And let me be very clear. When I say modern women, I don't mean all women. I do not. Love is a word, salute, beautiful. I don't mean all women. Modern women are the problem. Why? Because they have this new style of thinking. And this is through decades of being taught and told who black men are. And the reality is they have a preconceived notion of who we are based off of what they see. They see the negative. They don't know what a good black man is, which is why this woman that I was going back and forth with, she was saying a lot of weird things. She sees men dating trannies. And I'm like, where the hell do you live? I need to know where you live so I can frickin' avoid it. Because I don't see that where I'm at. Woke, what up? 88 Sports Talk. I don't see that where I'm at. I don't subscribe to any of that. So if you think that's what men are into now, okay, stay over there. That's abnormal. So, one of the things she said was the reason I said that alphabet community, a lot of that is a direct result of these boys coming from these fractured households, single parents. The judge bangs, Aaron Jordan, salute, judge bangs the gavel, you got to pay child support, and we find it's in the best interest, listen carefully, it's within the best interest of that child that the child stays with the mother. This is what the courts believe. Let me pull up my Instagram. This is what the courts believe, y'all. Courts believe this. Flyboy Play, salute. Now I'm gonna show y'all something. And happy born day to you, fam. I'm gonna show y'all something. Judges always rule in favor for the child. A majority of the time, they rule in favor for the child to stay with the mother. All right? A man got to pay money. The man got to work out child support and supervise visits and all this other weird stuff, but drain our pockets, and they don't care if you're living outside your car. They're going off of what that pay stub says, right? Because they feel a child, it's more beneficial to be with the mother, right? Can y'all see?
Culture get oversimplified is single parent. And this is her response to the criticism. I'm not raising no little ass girl. My son a grown ass man. He could touch a little ass. Y'all. Y'all sons be gay as. Don't worry about my son, ho. Worry about why your son on TikTok shaking his and rolling his eyes. You gotta be kidding me. This is what you get. You mix the culture with being over-sexualized and single parent. Look at this.
Now, I don't want you to think that I'm picking the worst case scenario to prove my point. Because what do we do here on this show? We point out facts. How many shows that I've done where I pointed out all of these young, modern women doing things like that, allowing their kids to grow grown women. Y'all seen it. Y'all remember the video I did with the girl holding the baby with a vulgar rap song that she rapped while holding her son? So it's not the worst case scenario. What frightens me is that this is becoming the norm. That is a baby. That baby couldn't even talk. That baby probably pooped his diaper. 88 Sports Talk, Mark Wunderlich, salute. Speed Dim, salute. How are you? So this is what we're dealing with here. And then when I ask, if you go outside this country, I don't know how many of y'all are from other places in this world, but ask those people where you're from, what do you think of Black Americans? And listen to what they say. Because why? All they know is what they see on social media, on TikTok. Did you know that what we see on TikTok here is not what they see in China, and TikTok is a Chinese company? Did you know that? Love is the word. Where's your country at, sweetie? This is what I'm talking about. They don't deal with the nonsense over there. They shut that off because they don't want that poisoning their youth's mind. Now, the good part about that video is that woman was arrested. Colombia. Shout out to Colombia. I heard a lot of great things about Colombia. There was a guy, he was Panamanian, he was slipping around my way, and he swore by the coffee in Colombia. This was way back in the 80s. He used to get it shipped to him by the crate. He swore by Colombian coffee. I don't know what that was about. I don't drink coffee. When the weather was nice, he'd be sitting in front of the building with his legs crossed and sipping on some coffee. He would swear by it. Swear by Colombian coffee. I don't know what that was about. But man, Salute to Colombia. Yep, see, best in the world. See, he swore by it. He swore by it. Every morning, he was drinking his coffee. Loved it. That was a long time ago. He was old back then. He had an older daughter. They were older than me. He had an older son, and he had older kids, and they had kids. He was a grandfather. He was a cool dude. Never knew his name, but you know, you see around the neighborhood, you get to know the people. He would always wave. Nice guy. Very nice guy. He was always drinking a cup of coffee. Swore by it. Yeah, so what other people think about Black Americans, it's not good. And what I was saying is women are the structure of the household. Y'all the first teachers of the household. The kids, you deal with the kids more than the men deal with the kids. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm leaving you home with the children and I'm working 14-hour shifts and I come home and I just get on my social media and I see you twerking on my son, what are you doing? You know that was her blood son? Anthony Bolton, salute. What about the other lady? Making a booty clap on TikTok and her son was grabbing her butt. Now that woman was arrested. I don't know if she was arrested for that, but then I saw another video where, you know, that woman has a whole criminal record. I think like Grand Theft Auto or something. She has a whole criminal record. So some dude knocked her up, procreated, and that's your baby's mother. Now that's a problem within itself. But I'm willing to bet that he ain't ish and she ain't ish. And the problem is they've procreated because that baby was just sitting there innocent. Innocent. The mother was twerking. And then we make reference to son husbands. And I played that video, that light-skinned chick with the gold haircut. Said she had a threesome with a mother and a son. And the son was blood related. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And when I talk about it, I'm the bad guy. When I point it out, and I'll say to a black woman, yo, could you fix that? That's not every black woman. That's not what I'm asking you, sister. That's not what I'm asking you. Willie Lowe in the building. Said he just finished his workout. Yeah. Salute to you, big bro. Oh, no doubt, bro. No doubt. I'm on that low fee on this. I be trying not to turn up on here, man. I gotta relax on this show. I just gotta point out the facts, man. Salute to you, big bro. Salute. Yeah, man. When I point out these things, because it's a joint effort. Because I'm at a point now, when I first started the show, I was pointing out things. And I'm firing shots. Boom, 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 boom. You notice the vibe change now? It was my intent to piss people off. That was my intent. It's my intent to kick the door in the room and shake everybody up. That was my intent. Me and Dr. Mark firing shots. Boom, 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 boom. That was our intent. Now that you're awake, now that we have your attention, here's my question. A, you can't deny anything that we've said. B, how do we fix it? Because I told you the results. The results is men are not sticking around with this modern women behavior. They're leaving. Passport bros. And guess what? It's not only black men. You know, passport bros been around for a long time. White men been leaving this country for a long time. There's a feminist in Sweden. Sweeties. Because I found out they're ran by feminists. And those German men ain't having it. And they've been leaving and going to Thailand and coming back with these Thai wives. And they're trying to stop them from bringing their wives into the country. Can you believe that? Because they don't want to deal with whatever they got going on over there with the Swedish women. They're like, yo, hold on. This is not how I grew up. My mother was doing this, and that. And our society's fine. Y'all let this woman in here, and now y'all think y'all can do what we do. I ain't got to put up with it. And they go to other countries, they find a wife and bring them back. They're not bringing back plans to blow up the country. They're not forming a military coup. They're just saying, I don't want to deal with these women. These women are too masculine. And they went as far as to ask the government to start a movement to stop women from coming over here, the Thai women. And when I got on LaRon's post and I said, yo, man, sit this one out, I got attacked, which I expected. Passport bros, modern women's fault. But if it don't apply, let it fly. There's a bunch of women that are not bothered by the passport bros. They say, yo, look, I don't fit that mold. I'm looking for a husband. I have a college degree. I am working. But I'm a woman and, you know, right guy comes along, we'll see what happens. There are women that are not modern women, and they've gone to matchmakers. But speaking of matchmakers, how many matchmaking women got out the game because they said black with Rod, what up? Because no doubt, Rod, stay blessed. I know it's Friday. How many black women that were matchmakers got out of the matchmaking business because they said black women's expectations of a black man was way too high and unrealistic? Those are the exact words they said. They said their expectations was too high and unrealistic. They said that. I said, ooh. Philip D, am I lying? I'm not making it up. We're in a time of crisis because all of this chaos, the women being out of order, Jamel, what up? And them entertaining the small amount of men that aren't worth it, they blow that up as the majority. Oh, well, this men ain't shit. Really? How many baby daddies you got? Why do you have a baby daddy? Why aren't you married? So men ain't shit, but you know, baby daddies, you got a baby daddy. And how many babies does your baby daddy have? He probably has more. It's you and somebody else. So y'all outnumber us by 8 or 9 to 1. I sat up there and heard a whole conversation that a sister had with Kevin Samuels, and he says, why do you know, he went through the high value man thing, and these women think they want a high value man, but they don't really understand what it is to deal with a high value man. And then when he explains what high value men do, and then he says, wait, hold on. What's the matter with not settling, because that's the wrong word. What's the matter with you getting with a average man, which is not bad. He ain't say broke. He ain't say homeless. He ain't say jobless. Hear no salute. He said average, which means he has a job. He has a pension, retirement plan. He has a decent car. He's not filthy, super duper rich, but he's not broke. Tay-Tay, future ex-wife, salute. You know what this chick said? I don't know, you know, those dudes be ugly. That's what she said. He play something else for you. Because this was the nail on the head, man. Where's that? Here it is. I need you to listen to this, because I'm making a point here. I'm making a point. Listen to this.
Great, exponentially
easier, but you're handling it worse. Your grandmother, your great-grandmother actually could work with a black man with more trauma.
Because they understood that the black woman and the black man are on the same side. Now that we're all free and independent and we could do whatever we want to, why would we seek to, you know, be one with the black man? We even think that being...
Thank you. Clip it, Slice it, put it on World Star. She said it, not me. Now that you're independent, you
We
don't need
don't
to be
have
with. There you go.
We don't
There
have
you go.
trust in the
And
black
there
man.
and there
We
you go.
don't.
And there you go. Great.
Information we didn't have.
Exponentially easier, but you're handling.
That woman wasn't even 30 yet. And she has no trust in a black man. Question: how much life experience do you think that young lady had? She's in her 20s. How many black men have she actually dealt with? Or the only thing she knows about black men is what? What she sees, social media, how we're portrayed on television. CB in the building. What up? I find it hilarious when these women be like, literally in your, listen, ladies, if you're in your 20s, I'm not going to undermine you too much. But when I start talking about situations like this is life experience because I've dealt with it. You haven't even begun to live, and I don't care how much books you read. I don't care about that. You haven't lived it. I came up through the 90s where I was looking on TV and I didn't see any like role models really. Well, I wasn't looking for role models. My dad's my role model. I have an older brother. He's a role model. My uncles are role models. But what I'm saying is I can understand when you do look on the TV and we're in handcuffs. Remember when that show Cops came out? Brothers being handcuffs. America's Most Wanted. There was a lot of brothers on there. I had two real life relatives on America's Most Wanted, the very first season. Two relatives on there, okay? Two cousins. That's only two out of an entire bloodline. So I wasn't really worried about those niggas. I really wasn't. Santiel, salute. So that was like a 20-year-old woman talking to a 50, at the time I think Kevin was 51. What the fuck could she tell him that he hasn't been through? Think about what we went through in the 90s for those of you who are a certain age. You remember the Ricky Lake show, the Jenny Jones show, the Richard Bay show. Think about think about the light we was putting. Come on, man. Come on, man. The music. We was coming off of a conscious era. We was showing the youth to get knowledge yourself. Learn all the bullshit in school. But you're black in this country. Learn about your history. Try and find out where your bloodline comes from. There's a bunch of countries in Africa. Learn where the slave trade, what happened, because they're trying to fuck your history up. And back then, Chuck D told us, yo, if we don't get on it, they're gonna try and alter history. And I'll be damned, some 30 years later, there were some books in Texas, and they tried to tell our kids that Africans migrated to America for a better way of life. I'm like, what Africans are they talking about? The Africans from 2010? Is there an African community somewhere in Houston, somewhere in Dallas? They migrated. I know they're not talking about the 1800s. Yeah, they were. Jab Jamboree in the building. Tad, I don't know. I don't know, bro. See what I'm saying? Ain't that wild? I was mad as hell. That was all over the news. I said, wait a minute, they tried to do what? And they had to recall all the and it took a few parents to read it and say, wait a minute, that's not what happened though. And they recalled the books, but what they tried to do was slip in. Ricky Williams, salute, brother. Happy Friday. They tried to slide it in the cracks to see if we caught it, to see if we're paying attention. Because, you know, the general conception is if you want to hide something from a nigga, put him in the book. I mean, that's what they say. Boss Red, salute. That's what they say about us. And how did they drown out X-Clan and Public Enemy and KRS-One when they were trying to, y'all remember Lakem Shabazz? How did they drown that out? There's some guys on the West Coast that still wear Jerry curls. They call themselves NWA, and they got a story to tell. They want to talk about how the cops were harassing black people out there. We didn't know nothing about that, and it was happening. It was. But off the heels of X-Clan, they started playing that shit over there. First of all, I'll be honest with y'all. Out here in the East, NWA looked funny to us. They really did. We was like, yo, we stopped wearing Jerry curls like 10 years ago. Why they? Ain't it like 90 degrees in LA? Why they wearing Jerry curls? Their heads must stink. What? They was dressing like, we stopped dressing like that 10 years ago. I'm dead serious. They look funny to us. But you know what fell through the way Eazy-E rapped, we didn't rap like that anymore. I'm being honest with y'all. You know how they caught on? Because of what the Detroit BC Salute, because of what they talked about and how violent they were. And then we heard the album. We never heard anything like that. They were vulgar. They were street dudes. And it fell through the cracks. So over here, we had to rival that. Because it was about business. Enter Onyx. So we went from conscious rap to gangster rap. Mission accomplished. And there you go. Yeah, Ricky, MOP, we went backwards. We was about to do something great. If you walk down the block on 125th Street, there was a lot of brothers out there preaching. There was brothers selling literature, very inexpensive. There were people selling African garb. We was getting in touch with who we were. And it wasn't kill whitey. It was saying, okay, Jews know who they are, white people know who they are, the Irish people know who they are. We don't know who we are. Let's find out. A lot of us couldn't trace our bloodline. Couldn't. So people were actually buying books, wearing kufis, wearing black medallions. You saw a shift. People were meeting up and trying to start businesses. What could we do? Because the Jewish community is doing that, and we need to do that because we outnumber everybody. And there were meetings, and you didn't have to be Muslim, but you can work with the Muslim community. We were strong. And those A&Rs at these record labels, they say, you know what? We can't have this. What can we do? Well, we got these niggas over there in Los Angeles screaming about fuck the police. Distraction. That's what happened, y'all. That's what happened. Now, I like Onyx. I got all the albums. I mean, right here. This is where I got it, right here. That's sticky. But what I also am saying is that I didn't live the music. I didn't run around and shave my head and start standing on street corners and, you know, John Pound, salute. I didn't live it. But there was a lot. Black men are very impressionable. And the dudes that I did know that were marching to the tune of that music, guess what? A majority of them didn't have a father in their house. And he's my right hand of God. When I look back at it now, I can think of several dudes I used to roll with back then. They had no father in the house. I better not shave my head and wear a bandana and be walking around for my dad to pull up on the block and catch me looking like these thugs that he got to handle in the street while he working. Get out of here. And I'd be doing them a disservice. Listen, my family's name meant something. Do y'all remember what that's like? You do something stupid on the block, they be like, oh, that's so-and-so's kid. Oh, that's that Reed kid. That's that Johnson kid. You do one thing stupid, you fuck up the whole household. Because you are a representative of your damn family. There isn't anything like that anymore. Those dudes that I hung out with, a couple came out good. They were all right. Cop killer salute. But most of them, those are the dudes that had children out of wedlock. And I'm not saying they're bad guys. I'm just saying that they didn't know any better. Why? All I remember when I did go to their house, I was very uncomfortable because I walked through the door, their mother screaming at them, "Didn't I tell you to get back from the store?" I'm like, man, we've been outside for like 4 hours. You supposed to go to the store? Yo, man, she just bugging. He going back and forth, and I'm like, damn, that's your mom's. I'll never do that. Theo Coop, salute. This is what I'm talking about. Those same dudes made babies. They're not married. They got babies. And I guess they had game or they weren't ugly, and those girls picked them and they chose to carry the baby to full term, and they had baby mama drama. We all grown now. Their kids are grown now. Good and grown. But they went through that era in the 90s. They went through that era. And those women didn't pick the average dudes. Because, I hung out in the street, but I didn't do no street shit, if you get what I'm saying. I hung out in the street, but I didn't do no street shit. And we weren't like super duper, when we was in a group, we could pull something, I'll say that. We were loud, we were big. We could pull something. We looked exciting. But the little short dude with the stubby glasses, he ain't pulling nothing. We weren't bullies. Some cats in the group were. Some cats, D-Man, what up? Some cats, you have to pull them like, yo, don't do that. Stop, don't do that. He just feeling himself, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, look, that short stubby dude, that might be the guy that might do right by you. But he wasn't exciting. But when you deal with an exciting guy, you get what you ask for. I remember a long time ago, I had a joke. I used to say, I'm gonna start a business called Rent a Nigga. And for $49.99 every 2 weeks, you ladies could get a decent looking man that can knock your spine out of alignment. Give you all the attention, tell you everything you need. He can eat up all the food in your fridge, drive your car with other girls in it, and get you into pointless arguments, just like how you like it. Why not get paid? Because these are the freaking dudes that women choose. And what I'm saying is, my dudes that I used to chill with that behave like that, no father. There was no father around. So those women grow up with a chip on their shoulder. And they're comparing their lives to women that have actually, accomplished something. Sorry, I was reading something. Yeah, of course, Willie. Of course. Detroit, BC in the building. So those women come up with a chip on their shoulder. And because they spit out a kid in their late teens or early 20s and it didn't work out the way they wanted because the dude that they were trying to sex into submission, they thought that their coochie was so hypnotizing that I know he's a street dude and I know he got other girls in his face, but I'm the one. It's going to change them. And when that doesn't work out, they wage war against the world. I mean, war can come in all forms. I've seen women say, you know what? I'm celibate, and the next time I give out this kitty cat, it has to be my husband. That don't work because you already gave it out. Evidence of that is because you have a kid. So nice try. That don't work. They say they're going to turn lesbian. Fine. If that's the route you want to go. If you successfully do that, that means that's been in your heart all the time. Running out and smashing a bunch of dudes ain't going to change your mind. That's just how you were born. So fine. All right? But sometimes these women grow up and they become feminists. And they have a chip on their shoulder because of something they went through growing up. And usually it's because they made a stupid decision, like having a baby at 15. That's stupid. Nobody did that but you, mama. You did it. You did it. And they declare war on black fathers. Yeah, Detroit, we could do that another time. I don't want to stay on here all night. Stormy in the building, salute. We could do that another time. You know, we can have a conversation with your son. I'm not a therapist or nothing like that. Everything I talk about is from life experience. You know what I'm saying? But we could definitely do that another time. You know? I'm not perfect, but the thing is, I've learned from my mistakes. You understand? And I see things for what it is. So these feminists get older and they declare war on black fathers as if black fathers are the problem. And salute to my brother Healer. He sent me this. Single fathers were found to be more confident of their parenting ability and feel they had a better parent-child relationship than did single mothers. Saying? But I was doing some research, and contrary to popular belief, the things that I found were astonishing. Now, I showed you these things about black women, you know, and again, I share these things, and a woman will come in here and say, oh, you're always down in black women. No, I'm not. Y'all are the pillars of our community. And I'm wondering why every time I get on social media, I see a majority of you from all shades and different walks of life, whether you're from the gutter or you are a politician. All of y'all are twerking and acting out of a line. You're acting out of alignment. What is wrong with y'all? That's what I'm asking. Are you getting mad at me? But you ain't got no smoke for the twerking politician from, where's she from? Maine? Wherever the hell she's from. It happened. A black man opened up a restaurant. Y'all already know about this. He opened up a restaurant for black people to eat and have a good time. It's black owned, black operated. And as soon as some music came on, these grown women jumped up on the furniture and started twerking. I just asked y'all, when you go out of this country and you ask these other people outside the country, what do you know about black Americans? Listen to what they say. Who are we as a culture here? Who are we? We are some of the most talented and gifted people in this world. But let's keep it in America. We're talented and gifted, but why are we known for everything negative? Oh yeah, Philip D, I don't like that. That's how you put a dent in feminism. The armed forces say, you know what, we're lacking. We need a draft. Yeah, watch this. Everybody's going, men and women, from 18 to 40. You need a draft. They're going to be rolling in the streets. I can't go. Why not? Because that's not an answer. Why can't you go? Daniel Mitchell, salute. You can't go. All of a sudden, they can't pull no triggers. They can't, work a knife. Or they want to go, but they want to be in communications or cooks. No, bitch, you're in a war field with me. You're on the battlefield. You're ducking bullets like me, bitch. How about that? Feminism. We can end it in a day. We can end it in one day. Do that and watch. 10% of women will be like, fuck it, I'll go. 90% will be like, They will be going to Canada. They'll become the passport women, passport girls. They will flee the country and never come back. Trill Will in a building, salute. They'll never come back. So let's do this. For decades, over 50 years, the government, they've infiltrated the black household. They made some of our sisters turn on us. Feminists have lied. They side with the community. They sided with the white community, white supremacy, and they believe all the bullshit. And you allow, some people allow these women to say any old fucking thing. And they believe it because they've had some isolated incidents in their life. But the facts don't support what they say. And that's why I say some people don't believe in facts. Well, until you can prove me otherwise, I don't care. This is something I found. This was back in July of 2013. The rise of single fathers. A record 8% of households with minor children in the United States are headed by a single father, up from just 1% in 1960, according to Pew Research Center analysis, decennial census in the American Community Survey data. The number of single father households has increased about ninefold since 1960, from less than 300,000 to more than 2.6 million in 2011. In comparison, the number of single mother households increased more than fourfold during that time period, from 8.6 million in 2011 to 1.9 million in 1960. As a result, men make up a growing share of single parent households. 1960, about 14% of the single parent households were headed by fathers. Today, almost 1/4, 24%. So it's gone up, ladies and gentlemen. It's gone up. And what are they going to tell you? Nah, Philip D, I'm with that. If you were found doing anything crazy like that, you should go. Now what is I just read that. What does that tell you? And why are they single? It could be because their wives died, or the wives were so bad that the court said, F it, no, you got to get custody. You got to get custody because you're crazy. You're unfit. But it's increased. Since what year did it say? What year did it say, y'all? I'll highlight it for you. What year did it say? 1960. That's my echo. Here it is right here. 1960, y'all. Okay? Let me go to another article. So I'm just here to prove my point, man. Because the attack is ridiculous. The data that proves the myth of the absent black father is a total lie. Let that sink in. But no one believes, Mr. Shelter, salute. No one believes, Kane, what up? No one believes when I say, yo, look, the stats don't show this. The data doesn't say that. And people are selective from what they read. So where you getting your knowledge from? You're so smart. And people always say, well, I know this person here. Yo, look, we all have personal information. But here's the deal. And this, I'm going back to this foolish mortal that I was going back and forth with the lab rat on Instagram. She said that she works in a place for women, and they had horror stories. Juice, what up? Gerald Alexander, salute. And those women had horrible stories about black men. And I said, you damn near, you working, I think, if I remember correctly, it was like a women's shelter. So of course you're dealing with women with horror stories. That's what you do for a living. You're around it every day. I knew a girl back in the 90s that worked at like y'all remember those like AIDS, HIV clinics where you would come in and get that rapid test? Y'all remember back in the days where they used to take your blood and you have to wait 2 weeks to get the results? Was that not the worst 2 weeks of your life? You're like, I don't got it. Day 1, I ain't got it. Day 2, I ain't got it. Day 3, you checking your mailbox, knowing they said in 14 days. You're like, they start thinking, yo, then there was that chick. Yeah, and then there was that other chick and the bag popped, but I pulled out fast though. But then there was that other chick where the bag popped, and I was right there, so I just went ahead and finished. Oh my God! And then your mind started playing tricks on you. A lot of y'all has been there. A lot of you have been there. But they had clinics where you would get it right away. And this girl that I knew that worked in the clinic, she was really like losing her mind. She says, yo, I have to break news to people every day. So I asked her one day, I said, how many people? And she said, yo, for the most part, you tell people you ain't got it. And then you got to give them make sure you wear a condom and prophylactic and the safest sex is abstinence. And, you got to give them that deal. But she says, every day, she might see 50 people in a day. But she said every day, at least 15 to probably 20 of those people got it. Not herpes or gonorrhea. They got it. They got the HIV. Out here, we called it the monster, the germ. And she said, there's not one time that she has gotten a positive test and then looked in that room and said, man, I got to break this news to this person, male or female. She said, you know how many people pass out? Big old burly men passing out. Yo, you need to sit down. Look, this came back. We'll do another test, but, listen. Some of those people be married and you don't know what the situation is. Whether it's from infidelity, you know how many dudes started kicking over tables talking about, yo, I knew that bitch was cheating on me. I'm telling you, man, it's not a game out here. And she would tell us that. She says, yo, I hate my job. But she's around that all day now. That was it was a spot. It's not there no more. It was on 3rd Avenue. It was on Fulton Avenue, between Fulton and 3rd, on the hill. And she would say things like, man, I think the whole city got it. And that's not accurate. It's just that small section in the Bronx. That small percentage of people was like maybe 2% of all of New York out of 100%. That was like not even, it was like 1%. It's still a lot. But that was like 1% of the people. So this is what I'm saying. So this fool on Instagram, she's around the nonsense all day. She's around battered women. I think that's what she said. She's around battered women or women that had bad situations all day. So of course she's gonna think it's the majority. But it's not. It's not. I had to tell Shorty, I said, look, I know you see it every day, but that's not the majority of the city. The good thing is, to be careful out here. Gerald Alexander, our brother, says, fun fact, something else that pertains to the story that happened in the 60s. Welfare reform successfully had two objectives: to remove the father from the home and to slow the civil rights movement. Brother, yes, and I say it almost every show. What do the ladies say, though? They want to resist what I'm saying. When we say that this was a deep-rooted plan from the 1960s to right now, 2023, look at the black household. Out of 4 women, 1 is going to be married. Stormy, if you're still here, this channel just now got your notification for your chop session. I done listened to the whole damn thing already, man. YouTube be bugging, man. But yeah, that was the objective. 1 out of 4 women will be married. Mansa Musa, my brother. 1 out of 4 women will be married. Y'all don't think that's a problem? Y'all don't think that's a problem? Like, we got women talking about, I can do it all by myself. I don't need no man. Until it's time for y'all to change a goddamn tire. All I said was, fellas, stay out of this Aretha Franklin thing. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. Whether it was real or fake, stay out of it. I want to see something. They got mad at me for saying stay out of it. No, stay out of it. Y'all don't need us, right? Y'all don't need us. Y'all don't need us. Remember? Y'all don't need us. What's the problem? Guess who's even more engaged in parenting than white dads? It couldn't be those supposedly absent black fathers we've heard about so much, can it? You've probably came across this myth before, the idea that the struggles in black communities wouldn't be so bad if not for the supposedly out of control problem of absent black fathers. In this complex news video, Tamara Dia breaks down some of the year's research from the CDC study that exposes the myth of the absent black father as completely false. You might be surprised by what she shares with you. Like many people have been hearing for years, this crisis among black dads. But this shows why we should be looking elsewhere for the cause of the struggles in the black community, like, say, the whole problem in systematic racism for a start. I'm not even going to go any further with this because I knew about that. Juice, that's a great question. What's a black household in this era? 1 out of 4 women will be married. So what is a black household in this era? I don't subscribe to this baby. I never liked this baby daddy thing. I never liked it. I never liked it. But it's normalized now. Single parents is normalized now. So that's a fair question. What is a black household? An even fairer question. Ask a foreigner. Black Americans, what do you know about them? What do you think of them? If I was to ask you to explain what a black American is, go. See what I'm saying? Now, this is a CDC report. Are they lying now? Do you believe in facts, data, and statistics? Do you believe it now? What do you believe? Or do you believe what you've seen? I just told you about my homegirl. She was in one building in the Bronx, and she dealt with that 5 days a week. And it still didn't make up, it was about 1% of the entire state. Not city, I'm sorry, the entire state of New York. The city is something different. Which means it's bad when you're giving out a positive a test result, but it's not as bad as you make it out just because you see it all day. I always love the women that say men ain't shit. And fellas, feel me on this. That one chick, y'all niggas ain't shit. All men are dogs. Blah, 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 blah. She never, you know every dude she dated, and y'all all play ball together, and she ain't date any dude outside the neighborhood. She dated 6 dudes, got pregnant by 1, because one nigga went raw. Kept the kid, and all of y'all ain't shit. But she never dated anybody outside the neighborhood. But that'll be the chick that'll tell you everything about life. That's the chick that'll tell you everything about relationships. Knowing she had 5 or 6 failed ones, and one of them resulted in a child, and she didn't even marry the dude. She's undereducated, underemployed. But she's the biggest feminist in the world now. Now the child's 21, she's 41, and she can tell you everything about life. Check the fruit on the tree. Who are you going to listen to? These are the feminist lies. She's nothing but a chick with a chip on her shoulder. That's all she is. And she's mad at herself for making a bad decision. She did that. She did it. Not how I said the cat. Let's go to this one. Coming with receipts, y'all. This is not hard. CDC report on fathers' involvement proves that black dads are most involved, and their Pew Research Center reports that the role of the black American dad is changing. According to a study in the Centers of Disease Control, that's the CDC, black fathers were the most involved with children, no matter if they live with them or not. That was my dad. My parents are divorced. I saw my father every 3-4 days out the week. He was on it. Did your homework? Don't make me come over there. He was on it. A greater percentage of black fathers, when compared to white and Hispanic fathers, fed or ate meals with their children, bathed, diapered, or dressed children daily, played with children daily, and read to children daily. The study also proved that overall, American dads are more involved with child care than in years past. Night Train, salute. So you gotta understand, when I read what that idiot woman on Instagram was writing about how bad men are, because I took a shot at the feminist. Now, if you're not a feminist, what the hell are you mad for? I was taking a shot at the feminists. Maybe I wasn't clear, but so what? You see, what happens is these feminists and that LGBTQ community, they all run in the same pack, don't they? And we've been saying you better be careful who you accept as your ally, because they could become your enemy real fast. These are men that want to be like you. There's something wrong there. You know how many women took advice about a heterosexual relationship from a gay man, their gay best friend, and they giving them the most fucked up and foul advice? I told y'all, what was it, yesterday? I was dating this chick, and she's like, yeah, we're gonna go hang out with my friends, whatever, da, 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 da. And then down the road, she let it come out that her best friend was some gay dude. And I said, wait a minute. We're going back and forth with this male and female thing, and you're telling me, you know, what men are and how men are. And I've always told you, no, that's not true. I don't think that. Where are you getting this from? Your father? Your brother? Your older sister? Where you getting this from? Oh, my friend. Is your friend married? No, but he's cool. He's cool. It's a dude? Your best friend is a dude? Oh, you ain't got to worry about him. He's gay. He ain't think about it. Wait a minute. So all of this mind, she thought she was playing brain chess with me. It was really checkers because everything she said was like so retarded. I was like, wait a minute. All of this is coming from some gay dude? He's telling you, he's teaching you how to pick a man? You also said that you ran all of the dudes you dated past him, and he's giving them all the thumbs down? And now you want me to come chill with y'all? That means I'm next. No thank you. It don't go like that, ma. You're not gonna parade me around mixed company and your gay best friend for him to size me up and tell you no, because you know what I told her? I said, you probably ran off your future husband. How many times have he gave your boyfriends the thumbs down? It was like 6 in a year. In a calendar year, 12 months, she's dated 6 different dudes that were probably innocent, paraded him around this guy, and they're like, now him. You know why? I said, he's just like a jealous, hating ass girl. You pulling these dudes and he can't pull one. There's an interesting part to that story too, that I left out. When I was talking to her, I already had made up in my mind I wasn't going to deal with her. I'm not going with you to your brunch with the homegirls and that guy. Demon, what up? What I failed to tell y'all earlier was we maintained contact for a little while, and she was like, I find that strange though, because you know what? 2 of the guys, I chose not to be romantically involved with. Trell, salute. We still speak occasionally. And 2 of those dudes asked me, yo, why did your boy keep calling me just to check in? He called me and I answered the phone. He go, what up? No, just want to see what's going on with you. How you doing? And he was like, I'm good, whatever. I'm at work, whatever. He got off the phone, was like, and she was like, yo, dude called me, was like, yo, your boy ain't gotta call me. So I said, well, how did he end up with the number? Oh, one day, I give out my phone number just in case I'm out with a guy and it's not going well, and I give him the phone number so he can, check up on me. And I told him, I had left my phone home and I gave him the number. Some bullshit that he bought. He's like, all right. Left the phone, so now, I'm just calling to check on my sis. Okay, well, I'm bringing her back around to the block now. But after she decided not to deal with him, dude kept calling dude. It was 2 of them. And she said one dude illed out on him. Like, yo, nigga, don't be calling my fucking phone with your faggot ass, da-da-da-da-da. So I said, let me get this straight. He thumbs down about 6 dudes. 2 of those dudes, he tried to maintain a friendship with them. And you're still listening to him? I said, you don't even waste your time. I don't even want to know who that nigga is. You need to check your goddamn friendship. And these are the dudes that are telling those women that natural women is offensive to them. They want the Aretha Franklin song off the air. Now I heard that there was a work, meaning it was fake, but it don't matter. Somebody slipped that jab in there. And we were all on here talking about it. That's right, Juice. Oh no, we don't play that. We don't play that. Ain't that what hating ass chicks do? No, girl, he ain't for you. And right behind her back, she tap him, yo, here, call me though. And dudes, okay, well, shorty ain't fuck with me. She want to fuck with me. It's free game. Whatever. Yeah, Andrew Gray. You see, we have a bad reputation, but no one can explain where it comes from. And when I got online and I said, yo, look, a lot of these dudes that are raised by single mothers, they didn't know any better. They don't know how to be men. And because the women couldn't teach them. which is why you got Captain Saber hoes out here. That's why you got Captain Saber hoes out there. Oh, you know, you gotta stick up for your women. No, you don't. No, you don't. Just like every black man is not your brother. I don't have to stick up for every nigga out here. Every nigga that's in prison ain't Nelson Mandela. Some niggas need to be there. Trust me, we all have seen or heard of a person. What happened to so-and-so? Well, he got locked up. How much time he got? Life. Good. He was a problem. We ain't never got to see him again? Good. I know a person like that. Nigga got life. I'm not missing him. That nigga need to be there. And what the stupidest shit in the world is, what he got caught for, put it like this, the shit that he was supposed to go to jail for, he was never gonna get caught for. He got caught doing the dumbest shit. And he got hit with like 70 years. He ain't never getting out. 70 years, he's not coming out. He got locked up when he was like 23. This was years ago. He's never coming out. 71, it was over 70 years. So if he's still alive, he'll come out, but what is he gonna do? He's gonna be decrepit. He had no kids that I know about. Whatever, man. So we got this thing over our head. And it was enabled by talk radio, black fathers. We're bad. We're not in our children's lives. We pump and dump. And when the numbers came out that it was only a small amount of men doing that shit, is every black man a gangster? No. But what did we see on TV? What did we hear on the radio? This is before the internet, y'all. What did we see on these talk shows? Come on, man. That's right, Juice, you're absolutely right. The gay friend and the girlfriend are always single. They get advice from them. I did a show on that. Let's see if I can find this picture real quick. I probably can't. I had a funny ass picture. See if I can find it. Here it is. Look at that. I found it. Let me know if y'all remember this. This was the cover of one of my early videos. This is the friend y'all be taking all the advice from. Look at that. Tell me that's not real. See that? And I know it's probably not that. This is just a picture they took, but this meme speaks volumes. It's probably not that, but I found this funny. Shorty found happiness. She got her nice black man, married, and look at her friend. And look, I'm sure it's not that. It's just that where they took the picture and look at her. Tell me that's not hilarious. This was another thing that people don't take into consideration, affirmative action. They hired more black women. Listen, they took black women away from us. They took them out the household. It sounded like a good idea. It sounded like a good idea. It really did. It really did. It sounded like a good idea. But what happened was these women started making money and they say, hey man, you know what? I'm better than him. That's right, Hitler. It's done by design. And black women don't understand that. This was by design. And you know what? They don't have to understand it because you know what? The results are in. The results are in. We're right. 1 out of 4 women will get married. Y'all don't see a problem with that? In Asia, they're having a problem with this shit in Japan and in Korea. Feminism is over there too. I did a show on it. These women are going to work and they're dying alone. And what's happening is men have to pick up the bullshit. The economy is getting fucked up. I'm telling you, man. This shit is not a good idea. It's not. Let me read some more of this. Over 50% of moms and dads reported that parenthood is an essential part of their identity. Dads are spending more time on childcare and homework than in years past. 48% of working fathers would rather be home with their children instead of working. 58% of moms and dads rank values and morals higher than discipline, emotional support, and income when asked which was extremely important to their children. Values and morals, okay? 70% of Americans say it's important for the baby to bond with mom and dad. Black fathers, 70% were most involved and likely to have bathed, dressed, diapered, or helped their children use the toilet every day compared with whites, 60%, and Hispanics fathers, 45%. I don't need to go any further. I don't need to go any further, y'all. And I agree with what Kane just said. It makes them feel empowered to go against our grain. And that's in essence what I was telling this woman. I said, you fussing with me on Instagram. I didn't call you out. I made a statement, and there's like 50 statements underneath mine. A lot of brothers agree with me. A couple of women agree with me, but there was one brother and like two sisters that were agreeing with this fool. And I said, you fussing with me because I said men sit this one out. But at the same time, you said you see men chasing dudes with dresses on. That's all you see. I need to know where you live so I can fucking avoid it at all costs. I don't need to see that. But if that's all you see, and you're saying that, oh, you blame women for that problem, no. I said a lot of those guys come from single parent household. A woman. It's rare that a single man will raise a child and then he'll turn out to be homosexual. That's rare. I don't know the stats on that, but I haven't seen that. It's normally these women, these modern women, and again, if it don't apply, let it fly. These modern women that twerking on their fucking sons, making them confused. And I said to this woman, I said, you fussing with me for 48 hours. I'm not the problem. The problem is the dudes with the wigs trying to ban a goddamn song that predates their existence. But it made her feel empowered to go back and forth with a complete stranger. I mentioned everything in the conversation. Core values, fathers in the household, single black women, the matriarchy. This is the result of y'all wanting to do what y'all do. Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all want to act out of order. Now y'all deal with this. Because when we was telling y'all that this wasn't right, you told us that some of your best friends were homosexual. And they were so much fun to be around. You wanted to hang with them. Listen, you hang what you want. You do what you want. But there were certain things that they needed to stay away from. For instance, that chick I was dating was getting her relationship advice from a gay man. You know what I did ask her though? Listen very carefully, family. And the more I think about that situation, the more I got annoyed because, I realized how lost she was. I said, why are you listening to this dude and not your father? She said, I never knew my father.
What?
There it is. child and never knew her father. There it is. Here it says, Drew Titan, when women work, it raises testosterone. When men don't, it lowers it, thus changing the dynamics of the house. Bitch-made men and empowered, stubborn women leaves the door for her kids. Yeah, exactly. And this is why these dudes don't slap box no more. They smoke and drink. Some of them smoke and drink with their mothers. You know what I'm saying? I've dated a Dominican chick, used to live in Washington Heights. I went and picked her up from the club. I told the story before. She said, can you drive my mama home and my grandma? And I'm like, where they at? We got to go get them? No, they came out the club with her. And all of them had fat asses. And I was like, what the fuck's getting in my car? And I enjoyed it because they all look good. The grandmother was partying with the mother and the grandchild. You can't be, bro. I'm speaking on this to expose the bullshit, y'all. And I hope LaRon gets that woman on her live stream. I hope that woman will come to my live stream because she decided after 48 hours, oh, I'm not responding to ignorance or whatever. And my last shot I took at her was, great. After 48 hours, you get the picture. Get off of Instagram and go change your smoke alarm because I know it needs a new battery. Get the fuck out of here. She tried to insult me. Oh, you must be LGBT. I said, no. My wife will beg to differ. You must get down like that. Does your husband beg to differ? How are you raising your kids? Do you have kids? Uh-oh. All of this because I told men, sit this one out. This is not our fight. That's their shit. Roe versus Wade. That had nothing to do with me. It really didn't. That's y'all shit. You know who should be over there rolling in the floor with Roe versus Wade? The chick that averages 4 abortions a year. Because it was her choice to be liberated. To be a whore. To be liberated. I'm not talking about freaking off, having a threesome or something like that. I'm talking about women that are purposely running around, you know, getting their cheeks clapped. I'm late. Well, Planned Parenthood I go. A woman could decide, hey, I don't want to deal with this. And don't get it messed up. There are some states that you can still go get it done. But they can decide, hey, I don't want to deal with this. Or they could say, okay, I carried it to term, but I'm going to drop it off at a church or at a police precinct with no consequence or repercussions. They don't have to reach out to the father. Maybe the father's like, yo, well, where'd you go? I want my child. Nope. I gave it up at the precinct. I gave it up at the church. No questions asked. But let a man say, wait a minute, that's mine? I ain't agree to that. We just had one good night. I ain't see you for like 10 months. Now you doing this? Get out of here. We get put in jail and they take our checks from us. The matriarchy won a long time ago, fellas. I'm telling y'all. I played a video where this woman tried to run her boyfriend over with a car like 3 times in one video. It's still on my page. And then when she crashed up the car, after trying to kill him 3 times, she got out the car and ran up and tried to beat him up. When he was defending himself, you see people running over and jumping on him. Jumping on him, tried to run him over 3 times in the video. So when I say sit this one out with this Aretha Franklin song, whether it was real or not, it's irrelevant. Look at the pushback. Look how many women say, yo, why aren't the men offended by this? Man, we've been offended. We've been told y'all about them. Leave them to them. When y'all start befriending them and look, they can infiltrate your shit and get y'all flipping on us. And that's part of the reason why. Small part of the reason why the black household is fucked up now. Your purpose on this earth should be a man. Ooh. You could do it by yourself? Okay. Watch this. Single women. How long do you plan on living? That's a real question. Till you're 80? You do know your body's gonna be fucked off when you're 80. Who's gonna take care of you? Some of y'all don't have children. You're gonna need help. Maybe you want your husband around? Maybe. You want to avoid the nursing home as much as you can. But some people, they have it set up where, you know what, when I can't function, I'm going to a nursing home. Some people have like benefits set up where that it's like that. Yo, look, I can't. Listen, my neighbor, old West Indian lady, it was getting bad. I watched her decline from when we moved in here. She was like, talking or whatever. And then one day she going backwards. She had a little accident in her apartment. And, had a little accident with her stove. I haven't seen her since. This was about a month ago. So I guess her daughter finally, put her up in a place. Because it was dangerous for her to be home alone. She only had a nurse's aide come stay with her maybe 8 hours out the day, but it's 24 hours in a day. There was one day she was in front of the building and I watched her get out her daughter's car and I walked up. I said, ma'am, hey, how you doing? You all right? She said, yeah, I'm waiting for my daughter. I said, didn't she just leave? And she looked. She said, oh, okay. And I have to walk her to her damn door, man. I said, sheesh. Well, she almost set the building on fire. And that was it. But here's my point. She lives alone, man. How much money do you need to live? It's like $2 million after you retire. Just spark, salute. So all these women talk about I'm a boss and I could do this by myself. Look, if you're making a lot of money, 20 grand a month, you on Instagram, twerking, whatever it is you're doing, I hope you invest in that. But not every woman. Listen carefully. If that's what you see, then that's what you see. But not every woman has the talent to do whatever it is you're doing to make that amount of scratch online. That's why you got these grown-ass women with kids on Instagram in thongs and one pic. And if you keep swiping, I just showed y'all that KPC killing them. I scrolled down, her son that beat cancer is on her page. I'm like, what makes you think that I want to see you in a thong and then scroll down? Well, whatever a man is doing on her page, whether he's jacking off at 100 miles an hour, and then he's swiping through a picture and see her with her boy, her 12-year-old son who beat cancer. That just ruins everything. There was another chick with big old boobs, and then she's running around there in the video with her daughter. I'm like, what are these women doing? Where their fathers at? How about this? Where's the baby's father and where those women's father at? Where is this okay? It's not. When I speak up on shit like this, but who enables things like that? Another thing, I just read some rule about Instagram, I think. If you're a transformer and you got fake boobs, obviously, and you're an obvious transformer, you will be allowed to show your bare chest. Natural born women will not be able to. But a feminist will tell a woman, don't worry about that. It's the man's fault. A man owes Facebook and Instagram, and a man owes TikTok, and a man owes Rumble or Tumble, wherever these places are. A man owns the internet. At the end of the day, it's really their fault. And you black women don't buy into that bullshit. We've never been your enemy. You have been a victim of your own circumstance. That's all I'm saying. And I'm also asking, okay, now that has been proven, how do we fix it? And these women are still running around talking about, no, it's not our fault. Still, no. And you're not going to alter the circumstance so it can suit your agenda. The numbers are in our favor. When I started this show, I was firing shots. I came out hot. And I did that for a reason. Y'all don't know by now I do shit for a reason. When I repeat myself, I do it for a reason. Now that I got your attention, now I'm asking whether you was mad at me or not. I had one chick that was a troll in here. She would come in here and drop her a comment. I said, bitch, click the link. Let's talk. I did a whole show. I said, okay, let's find out who she is. And I went to her gram and I put it up on here. She was a short, black, overweight woman with a lot to say. Fake fingernails, fake lashes, had her hair done up, but probably couldn't jog 2 city blocks without falling on her face because she was out of shape. And when I said, yo, this is not the kind of woman, those are the women that expect the top tier of man. Those are the women that have chased black women out of the matchmaking industry. Chased them right out. They said, look, I can't deal with this. Why? Black women's expectations on what kind of man that they want is too high. They want a man making 6 figures. They want a man that has a big old cock. They want a man that's over 6 feet tall. They want a man that drives this car and lives somewhere where it's expensive. And I'm looking at these women and they're butterballs. They're under 5'5". They're all overweight and they're all single. A majority of them are single mothers. And the ones that don't have kids, you understand, because nobody was skeeting it. Because they look so ran through. They got an eye right here in the middle of their face. Looking like a cyclops. I deserve the rock. Yeah, okay. Keep looking. And when she would politely, as a black woman, tell him, look, don't go for the 6-figure guy. You're not going to get that. Because you don't know what comes with that. Because that's work in itself. How about this nice guy that makes $50,000 a year? Ew, he ugly. Okay. Because y'all do know that I just gave you the example. Would you rather die alone, like how the Godfather would say, get a dog and die alone? That dog ain't gonna be able to change your bedpan. Do you have something in your insurance plan where you can go to a nursing home and get taken care of? You know what the bad part about nursing homes are? When those people notice that the family don't show up, they show up only on holidays, they really don't care about you like that. But if they keep seeing a son, a nephew, a daughter, a cousin, an uncle, they say, okay, there's a revolving door of people coming every day or every other day for this person. You better make sure we're on point with this one. You understand? So if you can do bad all by yourself, right, when you're not going to be in your 20s or 30s and 40s forever. Can you be twerking at 60? Probably. What's your plan, though? And can every woman do that? All these women walk around talking about I'm a boss. Let's see. We're going to see. We're going to see. These feminists lied, and they lied on black fathers. I just pulled it up and showed it for you. Rewind the show. But with all of this up here from the CDC and everything else, and blackdemographics.com, the CDC, and all these other isolated things that have been done, you'll still get a handful of women that'll tell me that that's not true because they know what they know. Have fun. Good luck. Because I'm looking for solutions. I'm not looking to fuss with you. I'm really not, because I know what I know. Every man that you say, oh, well, I know men that ain't do this, ain't do that. Guess what? That don't apply to me. It doesn't apply to me. Try again. Don't apply to my brother. Try again. Don't apply to my uncles. Try again. Don't apply to my fathers. Try again. Don't apply to a lot of my friends. Try again. Try again. Try again and again and again and again. In fact, the dudes that I did come up with that were getting down like that, I had to stop dealing with them because birds of a feather. I don't want to be walking with dude or out with dude and then he got this reputation of being a man whore and not taking care of his kids. I can't even sit with you, dude, because I got a reputation I'm trying to uphold. You don't represent me. We could be cool, but from a distance. That's called growing up. So if you're that much of a feminist that you would rather ride with whatever a woman says and look at the negative, fine, see what that gets you. But be warned. I don't know many feminists that are in relationships. And at the same time, you need to recognize this, y'all. Listen carefully, I'm saying this to the women. Be mindful of where you get your information from, because misery loves company. You're listening to these people, and they don't have your best interests because they're miserable themselves. If you want a husband, go find one. But check your temperature. Everyone would like a rich man. But do you know what it is to deal with one? Every woman wants a rich man or a man that looks a certain way, but you're not going to get it. It's rare you get exactly what you want. It's rare. But I said, listen, we had to make a deal. Remember I did that show, We Have to Make a Deal? Black women need to partner up with black men because our survival is based off of that. We understand the mistakes, we understand where we went wrong. What do we do now? What are you gonna do? I'm not going back and forth with women on this because I know what I know. Jizzle, salute. I already know, I've watched this thing. Now I'm blessed, I'm happily married, I got a family, I'm good. A lot of my friends and some of my younger relatives, they're going through shit right now. And they're asking me, yo, what does this mean? What does that mean? And I'm the OG now. I gotta calm it down, like a little calm down. You're too young to go through this. Here's your focus. School, job, retirement, multitask. You need to be grinding, you're young. Grind, 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 grind. And once you get into the direction, you see the direction you're going, you can date, but hold your pockets. The chick your age is requiring all of this high maintenance stuff, she's not the one for you. If she can't afford it herself, she don't need to be asking you for it. Because when you reach your pinnacle, you say, okay, it's time, it's family time. What can I do? Look at your options now. You're gonna be in a tax bracket and they're gonna have to be competing for you. And your standards have to be as high as possible. If you're making 80 to 100 racks a year, and you're childless and you're going on 40, you reserve the right to get what you want because you've worked hard for what you want. And now you gotta protect what you got. Why would you date a chick that has a child and you don't have to? You have options. She doesn't. Her options are limited. Why? She's 35. She has a child. That's a liability already. I'm not saying she's not a nice person, but why do that when you can get a woman 10 years younger than her with no kids? That's submissive. That's a little more friendly. That's a lot more fit. Youthful. You want to start a fresh family. youthful. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna take the 25 or 35-year-old? Now I know there's some women out there like, oh well, age, that don't mean you picking younger. That means better. Yes, it does. I don't let man listen. Don't let them tell you that. But like, yo, money isn't everything. Yes, it is. It's how you use it. Yes, it is. Money ain't everything. Hit the lotto number tonight, and then throw the ticket away. No, don't throw it away. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'll give you my home address. Win it, and then give it to me. Because it ain't everything, right? Money don't change you. It just makes you more of what you already are. If you was a dick, you're just going to be a millionaire that's a dick. If you're a respectable person, now you're a respectable person. That's $1 million. Don't let them tell you that. It's safer for a woman to give birth at 25 than she is at 35. That's just nature. The hell? It's nature. A woman can give birth in her 50s, but it's not recommended. Any doctor will tell you that. It's not recommended. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying it's not recommended. That's why the high body count is bad. That's why all those deletions is bad. That's why it's bad. But whatever. Now make sure y'all like and share this. Black fathers matter, man. And don't let the feminists ever tell you anything different. We are involved, statistically wise, we are involved. We love our children. We love our community. And what we're not going to put up with is the lies from feminism. We're not going to put up with it. It's a living contradiction. And what we're going to do with them is leave them alone. We're not going to bother with them. We're not going to deal with them. We're going to leave them to themselves. Because you know why? They need us to reproduce. We just not dealing with them. Fellas are getting their passport and they're going about their business. And black women, y'all been duped by feminism, by the matriarchy, by the government. Y'all need to wake up. Come on back home and take your rightful place as queen in the household. I believe it does take a woman to make a stronger man. We need to be refueled up. We need to be fighting with y'all all over the damn place. We ain't perfect and y'all ain't perfect. But we have to raise these kids, man. We losing out here. These videos I showed you, these articles, man, listen. If y'all say it's not all of y'all, fine. Well, y'all need to get with these sisters and speak out. Because every time we talk, we're told to shut up. We told y'all that these transformers are going to be a problem for y'all. We told to shut up. These transformers are getting BBLs and tricking these men out here. Looking better than y'all. And y'all are running around with multi-flavored, now and later, lifesaver colored hairs. Y'all are looking like transformers and real women. Y'all are looking like transformers and not real women, but the transformers are looking more like women than y'all are. And for them to get a dude into the bedroom, they got to trick him. Now, why is it that they know that they have to be in shape or some kind of shape to get a man? And y'all are just walking around, and I'll say this before I leave. Paul, what up? Tom, what up? Phenomenal Mexican, what up? You know we're visual. You know we're visual. But how you carry yourselves shows us how much you care, which is nothing. How you look is a byproduct of how you take care of yourself. Some of you sisters just don't care. I'm a queen, take me how I look. If you don't, then you hate your mother and you're gay. That's what these women tell us. Meanwhile, you're under 5'5" and you're 300 pounds, and some of y'all don't even have kids, and y'all looking like that. And we're supposed to deal with that. And you wonder why these brothers are getting passports and getting the fuck out of here. And they're coming back with Marisol. They're coming back with China for real, and she's from the Philippines. A woman named China from the Philippines, from Thailand. And she cooks and she cleans. She's fit, feminine, submissive, and very friendly. She only consumes 1,700 calories a day. And when y'all at work, when you at work doing your 12 to 14-hour shift, she's cleaning, she's maintaining the house, she's making sure the kids' homework is done. But when the kids are dropped off at school, she goes to her yoga class, her Pilates class. She meets with her girls, they do a little bit of shopping. Comes home, gets the kids, makes sure their homework is done, clean them up, get dinner started, and when you come home, dinner's on the plate. And everything I just said, you tell that to a black American woman, that shit sound like slavery to them, don't it? I'm not fussing with feminists. I'm not. And I'm not gonna let them lie on black fathers. That's bullshit. Salute to y'all on the Venmo, Zelda, Cash App. This is a slow grind. How many subs we at? We at 783 subs, man. We working, baby. We about to break that 800. When we got 200 to go, man, we're gonna smash the gas on this, man. I might have some more guests on here, man. Man, salute to y'all, man. Much love and appreciation to all of y'all, man. Love y'all. And y'all stay safe out there. And to my black sisters, man, yo, look, we love you, man. We love you. I need y'all to wake up. And for those of y'all that are not in that matrix, the matriarchy matrix, please talk to these young women before things get worse. There's a fight tomorrow. I'll be at work when the fight's happening. But I'll be on the lookout for everybody's video. And y'all make sure y'all check my short videos, man. I like doing those. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.